The soldier stood at the center of the landing bay as the transport ship touched down. He had been told that the duty was an honor, that it was rare for a human to receive such a task on an alien homeworld. He had been trained for many roles across his years of service, but guarding a princess from a distant star empire had never been one of them. He watched the ship ramp lower, revealing a tall figure wrapped in silver cloth. Her posture was calm and steady. Though her people were famous across known space for their advanced minds, they kept their royal families hidden from most worlds. This was the first time one of their princesses had been sent to live under human protection. No one told him why. He only received the order to protect her at any cost. Her eyes scanned the bay with a quiet intelligence. She finally looked at him and approached with slow steps. Her voice was soft when she spoke. "You are the one assigned to guard me." He nodded and kept his stance neutral. "I am." She studied him as if she were trying to understand the depth of something hidden. She had no crown, no jewels, and no marks of rank, yet everyone around her almost bowed out of instinct. There was something about her presence that commanded respect without force. He knew his mission was simple on paper. Protect her. Keep her close. Escort her across the human sector. But the order's summary had included one line that unsettled him. Do not allow her to be isolated. Under no conditions let her travel without an escort or remain out of sight. It was strange. Royals usually demanded privacy. Yet here, privacy was forbidden. He walked with her through the halls of the base. Soldiers saluted him while staring at her with curiosity. She returned no expression. Her calm was consistent, almost too steady. When they reached her chamber, she paused at the door. "May I ask your name?" He gave it. A simple human name. She repeated it with gentle precision. "There is something you must know, but I cannot say it yet. When the time comes, you will understand." Her words lingered in his mind long after he left. The next day began quietly. They followed a schedule that involved simple meetings between human officials and alien delegates. He remained at her side, watching every shadow and corner. His training told him to expect threats from outside, but he sensed something else. The real danger did not feel external. It felt as if it followed them everywhere. During one meeting, a diplomat asked her a question about the future of cooperation between their species. She responded with perfect clarity. Every word was measured, every gesture intentional. The room listened as if a great leader had spoken. After the meeting, he walked her back. She looked at him again in that thoughtful way. "You observe more than most. It is my job. It is also your nature." He did not answer. The base lights reflected in her silver eyes as they reached a quiet corridor. She stopped walking. "You must be wondering why you were chosen." He kept his voice steady. "I assumed it was because I follow orders well. That is part of it, but not the main reason." She faced him with a strange sadness in her gaze. "I carry something within me, something my own people fear, something they cannot control alone." He waited for her to continue, but she did not. Instead, she walked away and entered her chamber. The door closed softly behind her. Later that night, alarms echoed through the base. He ran out of his barracks and sprinted toward her room. Soldiers rushed in every direction. The lights flickered. Static rolled through the air like invisible waves. When he reached her door, he found 2 guards unconscious on the floor. He pushed inside and saw her standing in the center of the room. Her body glowed with a faint light, as if energy rippled beneath her skin. She seemed both present and distant, like she existed partly in another place. "Stay back," she said. He ignored the warning and stepped toward her. "I cannot. I am your guard." "Then listen. Do not touch me." "Not now." The energy around her pulsed. Furniture shook. The walls trembled. Every light in the room dimmed. He kept his stance firm. "What is happening to you?" She closed her eyes and breathed slowly. "My people are born with many gifts, but a few of us carry something far greater. Something ancient. I am one of the rare carriers. It awakens when I am under stress or danger. If uncontrolled, it can harm everyone around me." "Why send you here?" he asked. "Because humans are unaffected by this energy. Only you can stay near me while it rises." He stared at her in shock. "So that is why I was chosen, and why you must never leave my side. If I lose control, your presence stabilizes the field. My people cannot do this. Only humans can." She sank to her knees as the energy flickered violently. He rushed to her without hesitation. He knelt before her and placed his hands close to her shoulders without touching her. "Look at me. Focus on my voice." She lifted her gaze. Her breathing slowed. The light around her dimmed. The shaking ceased. Within moments, the field collapsed and the room returned to normal. She trembled, exhausted. "Thank you." She whispered Dot. He offered no reply, only steadied her as she regained her balance. For the first time, her distant calm cracked. She looked vulnerable, almost fragile. Dot the next day. The base commander called him into the briefing room. "You were told to never leave her side." He nodded. "Now you know the reason." "I do. Good. There is more. We suspect enemy forces are hunting her. They believe her ability is a weapon. They want to use it against us. If they capture her, they could trigger it." The commander looked him in the eye. "You are her shield, and humans are the only ones who can stand close to her during those moments." He accepted the responsibility, though he felt the weight grow heavier. Later, he joined her in the garden outside the base. The sunlight reflected off the tall leaves. She sat on a bench, her hands folded. "When the energy rises, I feel like I am losing myself," she said. "You are not alone." He replied. She smiled faintly. "To my people, I am dangerous, a threat to their stability. That is why I was sent away for protection, but also for the hope that humans might help us understand how to control this ability." He sat near her, keeping a respectful distance. "Your people are advanced. How can they fear you? They fear what they cannot predict. But you humans have always faced unknown things and refused to bow to them. You rise against challenges. That is why they chose your species. That is why they chose you." He felt a warmth in his chest at her words. The calm of the garden ended when the alarm blared again. This time, it was not an internal event. Enemy craft entered the atmosphere. Explosions echoed in the distance. Soldiers rushed to defend the base. He grabbed her hand. "We have to move." She followed him without resistance. They ran through corridors as the lights shook from distant impacts. The attackers breached the outer walls. A group of enemy soldiers appeared at the end of the hall. He pulled her behind cover and fired back. One of the attackers launched a charge that hit near them. She gasped as the surge of her inner energy began to rise. "No, not now," she whispered. He turned to her. "Look at me." The glow returned to her eyes. Sparks danced around her. The floor vibrated. He placed himself directly in front of her. "You can control it. Stay with me." She clutched her chest as if holding something inside. "I am trying." He continued to speak softly. "You are stronger than this. Focus. You are not alone." Little by little, the energy steadied. Her glow softened. She breathed again. Then the attackers rushed toward them. He fired again and forced them back. With her energy stable, she lifted her hand. A pulse of harmless light swept the hall, pushing the attackers away without injury. "You did that." He said. She nodded with quiet pride. "I controlled it." They ran again until they reached the hangar. More enemy forces blocked the exit. The battle raged. The base shook as fire rained from the sky. She stepped forward. "I can shield us. Stay beside me." He stayed at her shoulder. She formed a shimmering barrier that deflected the enemy fire. He used the protection to cover their escape path. Together, they moved through the chaos with surprising harmony. When they reached a transport craft, he guided her inside and lifted off. The craft rose through the smoke and fire. The sky opened above them, not far from the base. She finally relaxed. "I am sorry for the trouble I brought," she said. "You did nothing wrong. You risked everything. That is my duty." She looked at him for a long moment. "It is more than duty. You could have run when I lost control the first time. Many would have. But you stayed. I would stay again." Her expression softened. "My people will not forget this. And I will not forget it either." He set the craft to autopilot and took a deep breath. The stars stretched before them like endless silver lines. "Where do we go now?" she asked. "To a safer station. Humans and your people already agreed on a joint command. They will protect you until we stop whoever attacked us. You intend to continue guarding me, if you will allow it." She smiled. "It would ease my worries if you did." As they traveled across the vast emptiness of space, he watched over her with a sense of purpose he had never felt before. Humanity had always been seen as young compared to older civilizations. But now he realized they possessed something rare among the stars. They stood unafraid before the unknown. They adapted where others retreated. They connected where others isolated. The princess rested in her seat, calm at last. He understood now. He was chosen not just for skill or discipline. He was chosen because humanity carried a strength no one else had. A strength that could steady a force capable of reshaping worlds. And he would protect her, not because